All right. Okay, so scale factor. Let's look at a scale of an item is 2 inches to 1 foot. What's the scale factor? It is not 2 to 1. Just saying. Okay, what is it? Jessica?
1 to 6.
1 to 6 again. 2 inches, 1 foot, 2 inches, 12 inches. Inches is gone. 1 to 6 reduces. And the whole idea of the scale is that we don't have to worry about units, that is, they're the same. Now, sometimes we can. Sometimes we're not going to do, centimeters to inches. We're just not going to do that. Okay, so we can also talk about other figures. We can talk about Barbie figures. We can talk about quadrilaterals. Any of that can be similar. All right? Okay, so this doll, let's say, is 9 inches. Okay, 9 inches tall. And you're the perfect height. I'm just kidding. That's my height. Is 5 foot 6 inches. What is the scale factor? What is the scale factor? 9 inches, and 5 foot 6. Jacqueline, what do you think it is? 3 over 11. And she did 9 inches with 5 foot 6 inches, which is how many inches? 66 inches. The inches are gone. You're going to take a 3 over 22. Okay. Divide that out. Just because that really doesn't have a lot of meaning, 3 on 22. What does it even mean? Okay. So pick 3 and divide by 22. And then do the reciprocal of that too. So let's do, 3 over 22. Okay. Now, let's round that to 10. What is it? 0.1. Okay. Now, that has some significance. What does that mean? The scale factor is 0.1. What does that mean? Jessica?
1 to 10.
That's right. Or you are, if you're 5'6", who's 5'6" in here? Perfect height, right? Okay. That means we are how many times taller than that 9-inch doll? 10. Okay? So 1/10, or if I did this the other way, 22 over 3 is approximately 10. Okay? 22 over 3 is 9. Well, no, it isn't. Okay, there's a rounding issue, but anyway. Okay? All right. Let's talk about the same doll has an inseam of 6 inches. Now, I know that's not very reasonable, especially if you know what an inseam means. Do you know what your inseam means?
The length of your leg.
The length of your leg. You're ever sitting behind a young man at church? He's got his Levi's on. He's got a big tag that says, this is what size I'm on. You don't do that in women's clothes, right? Okay? It has the waist length is first, the inseam is next. So, you have your waist, of course we all know what that is, and your inseam is how long your pants are. Okay? So your inseam is actually, if this is 9 inches, this is very unreasonable. This means her legs start like right up there. There you go. That's 6 inches. That is a very odd proportion, isn't it? Get it? Proportion. Okay. So we're just going to go with it. How long would your inseam be if you are scaled to the doll? Okay. So we are still 66 inches tall. Okay? We're going with that. All right? How am I going to find my inseam on this proportion? What are the other numbers that are going to go? I'm guessing 9 and 6 can go together because that's the scaled doll. That's the height. That's the inseam. Okay, where's my height going to go? Top or bottom of that ratio? Top. And then I'm going to find my x. Okay. If you want, you can reduce a fraction if you like. Don't spend a lot of time doing that, it's not worth it. So 3x equals 2 times 66, what's that? 132. So x equals 44 inches. Okay, my inseam is somewhere in the 20s. Think about if it was double that. My legs would start about right here. That would be really wild. Not even Taylor Swift has legs that long, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing with this Barbie business. All right, let me get Barbies out here. All right, are you excited? I'm excited about bringing my toys out. Okay, so I have the Barbies here. They're quite old. This is Francie. Giggling now. You can giggle. All right, and this is Barbie. Okay, these are my Barbies. When I was young, these are my 2 Barbies. Did y'all play with Barbies? How many did you have? I got lots of them. Those are my daughter's Barbies. Okay? Francie and Barbie are quite old. And a little discolored for Francie. And no one has cut her bangs. They just, I don't know what's wrong. My niece got a hold of Barbie when she was not old enough to appreciate and did a little amputation here. That Bob, you're squeamish about that. But anyway, you know how babies like to chew on things? She wasn't quite a baby, but she wasn't. No. You know how they're kind of rubbery? When you chew on them, they fall off. So new, right? So anyway, these are my Barbies. I had them in good shape, but my mother let my niece play with them. So there you go. All right. Then we have all these Barbies that were my daughters. Okay, so let's see. Don't ask me why these Barbies have such gnarly hair.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so can you guess what? This is Ginger Barbie. Can you guess what color hair my daughter has? Nobody? Do you all have a Ginger Barbie? No. You don't own a redheaded Barbie unless you're redheaded, right? So that's her. Right? And then this was the beginning of the hippie Barbie. My daughter's a major hippie also. She's got the... Do what? Well, that happens. All right. She's got the choker going. She's got the colored hair going. She doesn't have the dreads yet, but she's working on it. Right? You all know my daughter has dreads, right? Yeah.
Can we see a picture?
Later. Anticipation. So that's hippie Barbie. All right, and then we just have your usual. Oh well, doesn't everyone have a Olympic swimmer Barbie? She winds up.
Oh no!
And you put her in the water, she swims. Okay. She's really good. She's got the swimmer hairdo. You know that you gotta have short hair because it's gnarly up in that cap, right? We also have workout Barbie. See, she's got the waist to prove it, right? She's been working out. Okay, and then these are just kind of boring, everyday Barbies. She might have had Easter Barbie or something. So we have this one that can't bend her legs. So there was something about her because she's got some kind of mechanics on her feet that I don't know. So what you're going to do is you're going to be measuring these Barbies. Oh, yeah, she's got a beautiful dress, right? Here's a really old dress, but some of these Barbies, they're all about the same. This one seems to be a little shorter than normal Barbies. I think Francie's shorter too. This one's got quite a bit of hair. Yeah. Okay, and then we have a couple more. So you're going to pick one out. eventually and you can just decide which one you like the best. Okay? Her shoes do not come off. That's the best part of Barbie's, right? The shoes. Come on. They never stay on because they're all high heels. Like what? Okay. So anyway, that's all the Barbies. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to split up into pairs. Okay? Maybe we'll leave 3 for one. And we're going to have to, yes, take the clothes off so we can measure. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to fill out this chart, but we're really going to fill it out on this other document. So you want to bring that other document up now because we're really done. And you can see this. Okay. So you're going to take we may not, we'll have to finish this next time probably, but we're going to take a tape measure. Okay? And the first thing we're going to measure is, it looks like arm length. Okay? Now, all the Barbies have a number on the back. Okay? I have measured the Barbies. I have it. And so when you measure, it's not just like, oh, that's what I got. That's what it's supposed to be. Okay? You are measuring in centimeters, so don't measure in inches, measure in centimeters. Okay? You should measure. Okay, so when you measure your arm length, you're going to measure your armpit, and pretty much our Barbie's armpit. This must be Malibu Barbie. She's pretty tan, right? Okay, her armpit is pretty defined. Okay, you can certainly put the measurement here and go to the end of her, and this looks like 8.2-ish or something like that. Okay, so that's how you measure your armpit. Now, your arm length. You are also going to take and measure your own. So, if I'm partnered with Jacqueline, she's going to take this end, I'm going to hold this, and she's going to measure me, and she's going to say, oh, you are, okay. So you're going to put 8.2-ish here, 71 here, okay? This is Barbie number 1, or whatever, okay? All right? Then we're going to measure our height. Height is next. So, of course, watch the hair, because the hair is kind of big. The hair doesn't count in how tall that she's standing. It should go to the heel. Okay, they're all on their tippy toes. Okay, from the top to the heel. So this looks like, I'm just going to, it's not right because I don't want you to do your measurements, but let's say it's 28.7. It's pretty close, but it's not. Okay? Now, how do I measure me? Did anyone ever measure you doing this? No. You go up against the wall, you say, oh, here it is, and then you measure. Okay? And somebody's going to be taller than this thing, so you can figure out how to do that. I know you're smart people. Let's see how many centimeters I am. I'm probably about 160. Again, I'm not doing this right because I don't want to take the measurements. Okay, so I'm about that. All right, now the leg inseam. The leg inseam is the inside of the leg to the heel again. So again, this one's kind of scary. Your leg is very defined. Okay, not so much. So then we just take it and we measure it to the heel. Okay, in centimeters. All right. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with us. So you get to hold it up here in your crotch. Okay, and then whoever's your partner gets to measure down there. Okay, like to your heel. Okay, that's all. All right, so don't make anybody hold that up here. All right, now, I don't know let's, anyway, okay. Now, the Barbie, has anybody ever been fitted for a bra? That's like Victoria's Secret, that's always fun, right? Okay. If you haven't done it, it's an experience. They literally take this and they put it around the biggest part of your breast. Okay? We could never do this with boys, could we? All right. Now, see how it's kind of dipped? They wouldn't do that because that wouldn't be a proper fit. So kind of make sure it's horizontal as best you can. Now, the swimmer Barbie, you're going to have to make some kind of allowance for her little mechanics at the back. So if you pick her, all right? So that's your bust. Now notice, I'm not going to have you measure your bust, okay? I looked up and kind of switched around what an average woman's bust was in centimeters, her average waist, and her average hip. So you're going to compare that to Barbie this time instead of to you. You're just going to compare these three to you, okay? The waist, now clearly we would all strive for a waist like that, right? Okay, that's a tiny waist. You're going to measure that, okay, do the best you can. I know it's small. Going.
Or us not partner like sharing a Barbie?
You know, yes, you're sharing a Barbie, and then each, yes, and then you're each going to measure, kind of help each other measure together. Yes. You got your stretches. Okay. So that's your waist. Your waist is the smallest part of you, okay? But you're not measuring yourself. You already got that covered. Your hips, the Barbie's hips, the widest part right here. That's your hip. Okay? So again, don't do a big dip because then you're going to be off. All right? So you put those three in here. All right? Then you're going to do some ratios. Okay? You're going to say, all right, get my calculator out, and it says, I'm going to find a ratio to the nearest tenth, Barbie versus actual, meaning you. Okay? Or, in this case, the average. Okay? Whatever that means. All right. So we take 8.2 and divide it by 71. Okay? That's the number. All right? And it says nearest tenth. So what would you write? Wait, what? Okay? So we do this divided by this, and we do it to nearest tenth, divided by this, and we do it to nearest tenth. We do this divided by 88.9, nearest tenth, nearest tenth, okay? And then you have some questions underneath that document that you're going to answer when you're all done with your measurements, which we probably won't get there today, okay? So, I'm going to let you measure for a little bit, and then our next piece, and we probably won't get into this until next time, is we're going to do a paper doll. Okay, I got some samples. Here's what some of these look like. Okay, over the years, they didn't want them, I took them. Okay, and we can talk about that next time. But that's the bulk of the project. If you look at the rubric, and we'll get into this next time. Your 30 points out of the 82 is the math piece of your doing the paper doll right, but we won't get into that. So you don't have to do anything on the project, just today we're going to measure. So I need to split you into two, and then I'll pick you, and then you can come pick out a Barbie and start measuring. We're measuring you, we're measuring the Barbie. Don't forget the Barbie name on the back side so I know you're measuring the right one. Okay? Let me get, oops. Anybody have any questions about what we're doing here? Don't tell any of your friends that we were playing with Barbies. You can tell your girlfriends, don't tell your boyfriends. Don't have a boyfriend. Then don't tell them. That's good. Boys are just trouble, right? All right. So, oh yeah, that hurt your bag.